You got somewhere to be, sweetheart? What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
Probably grocery shopping.
Yeah. We are going to do our Monday footage as usual, so let's do it. So I just got done showing, or I'm talking with Jake over here on the side about side triangles, and then I also remember I meant to talk to him about there was something else I wanted to work on with him that we talked about in the stream. So if he remembers and you're watching, Jake, then we'll do it next time. But we got you and Devin.
Yeah, he was not giving me good grips. He kept hand fighting me like crazy.
Yeah. Dead Orchard. That's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, we'll go over that. In fact, you might see me do it to Cooper on the stream. I think I did it to him, and I tried to get a good angle of it. It was Cooper or maybe Eric over here. I don't remember. What do these two yokels do? Joe, little...
Thanks, Stacks. That's a Perp Daddy. He gave it to me.
Oh, what's up, Stacks? So yeah, Joe shoots a kind of a desperation double here, I'd say, on Cole. Cole with the sprawl, and then Control
tried to roll out of it.
Yeah, and Cole reacted well. Like, Joe was hitting those rolls into leg entrances on me all during advanced class. So to get a hold of Joe's hips before he can hit a decent roll, it's a good bet there. Cole takes it all the way to mount. And then opts for the dismount. Looks like you're looking for a knee cut against Devin, but he's effective with that post for now, but it's not going to be enough to really stop you.
Yeah, I was feeling him out. You know, I know he's new and everything.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, and we'll go over it more. I'd like to see him trying to work the legs a bit more, to step over, you know, gather your leg, even work like the coyote guard stuff like Nick likes to do. This is a good spot for it, but he'll learn that in due time. No one calls you that.
No one calls you that.
Also, don't give yourself nicknames.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing, Cole. And everybody noticed what Mike just did there. Just for all you beginners looking for the pass, leading with this underhook. Gets the underhook, then he starts going first pass. Not always essential, but never a bad idea to win that underhook battle first. See some connection made here. See how Joe operates.
Legs. Yep.
And also, Eric's been sticking around to roll the open mats, which makes me super happy. I think that gives Cooper and Max another good similar body type to practice with.
Cole, you found a leg entrance there, which is not usual for you, but that's good. I like how you just threw that leg up and over, right? This is really nice.
Yeah, and smart to keep that knee in as Joe almost closes the distance. Now we're in on a Rimiyashi going to the backside. Joe just gets his legs in.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to point out how you could have gone from a retention type of scenario into an attacking scenario like that if you were to aggressively attack the heel. So keep that in mind. They are there with people that are trying to jump into your guard or pressure forward. Yeah. Just keep that in mind.
Why does it sound sarcastic even when it
I know.
reads sincere? I don't think Cole has ever called you Mike before. I think it's always something just meaner. You have made your way onto Devin's back now. Looking to turn out of it.
Dude, he did a really good job. He gave me a really good, just a really good spin, and I couldn't keep up. I wasn't expecting it, and he just shook me right off. It was
Yeah,
nice.
and for a brand new, counting on two hands how many classes he's taken. This is something I really want to drill into some of our more experienced students is hitting these rolls. Like people just tend to stop after like a half a turn, and he continues to go through. And due to the looseness of your legs from the transition, he's able to rotate and get out of the threat. But so often back takes can be disrupted by a continual turn, just like with legs, turning out of legs. You kind of have to keep going, and then you can get free. The back can sometimes be like that. This wasn't enough though for him.
Yeah, when he did commit to the turn, he did a really good job, but he wasn't. He didn't commit hard enough to get his left arm back, right? So notice that I kept my chest as pinned behind his shoulder. I wasn't too worried about it, and I start working my legs up. And really all I'm doing is trying to set up a crossface so that I can get his head down and go into the armbar.
Yeah. Deal with it, Cole. I'm talking a lot of smack here to Nick, trying to shut down his coyote guard sweeping that we were going over. And then he just comes up from the top anyway, so it was nice.
That's what he does. That's exactly what he does with me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got
frustrating.
Both legs. I'll be able to kind of disrupt it. I have the whizzer, and this is classic. I do this. Like we've done this forever. Get me off balance, make me put my hand to the mat, come out the back.
He's way better at it than I am. That's for sure. He's shown me, if anything, that I've got a lot of work to do in that area because he's way more effective with it than I think I am.
Yeah, he's super good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm gonna do in the way of giving compliments to Nick tonight. We roll through this round, so we won't cut the footage. Cole looking to smother Joe here, but Joe doing well to get Cole's hips off of him, creates some space, and gets a sweep. And we got Eric looking to take the back here. You're gonna have to untangle your legs to make that smoother. But also Luke's just gonna make it difficult no matter what. Know what, Cole? Cole with the wing sweep. Right into mount. God, Joe, that's embarrassing, dude. And the double biceps. Disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself, Joe. I mean, wait, you let up from what?
The smother.
Oh, the smother. Oh, that was very nice of you. I probably would have done the same. Coop and Eric. Cooper immediately.
I felt like I was limping that night, and I'm glad to see that I definitely was. Because I was like, I feel so old. It's unbelievable.
Cole, I'm gonna need you to start typing in faster and hitting enter sooner, because this lag is annoying me, and maybe start anticipating how I'm gonna make fun of you and respond to it in advance.
Andrew was doing a really good job here of keeping the shin to shin. He was making it very tough for me to immediately pass his guard. See how he's pummeling his right leg in?
Yeah.
I normally play a little bit looser with him, but I had to tighten it up quite a bit. He was catching on to what I was throwing at him.
Ronnie. Yeah, Andrew's very annoying with his shoulder posting.
Yes.
Makes it very difficult to get to a chest-to-chest position and start closing in that space and working an upper body pin.
So much like what you were, yeah, you 100%, and much like what you pointed out, what I was doing with Devin, I've been going very intentional on my guard pass, just to kind of show show everyone how effective the knee cut pass can be. So watch my left hand; it's immediately going to find his hip, and then as you start to see me circle around, you'll see me find just inside of his armpit. Here, pinning my hand to the mat, and then I'm going to start my knee cut pass. He's going to continue to shoulder post against me. That's okay. I immediately drop my hip down. I pin his hip with my knee, and I can settle into side control. So it doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be fast. It can be slow and stupid, just like this, right? And you could still score a pass.
Yeah, I mean, if your old bones can pull it off,
Exactly.
then anybody else should be able to. I mean,
Exactly.
Mike was limping like a cripple that night, and he could still knee cut. Good pass from Devin.
Yeah, that was good.
Working standing guard break. Haven't taught him that yet. At least I haven't. I don't know if anybody else has, but he stands up. Ronnie opens a guard, kind of hits a leg drag across the body. What did Nick do to me? Nick had my number this round.
Kimura?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kimura from the top.
I'm setting up a Kimura on Andrew down here, but he bear hugs his arms together, and I switch to a very sloppy switch. I was not happy with how loose I was when I did that transition, but into the armbar instead. Once I got to the armbar, it was a matter of trying to figure out how to break his grip, because his grips have gotten very, very good.
Yeah.
At defending. But once I was able to strip the grip, I got the sub. So this time, I normally grab.
Up.
Yeah, he does. He's starting to get his head up, and my knee was not in a really good spot. And instead of me normally attacking the far elbow, I'm actually fighting his wrist. So he made a palm-to-palm grip, and I couldn't really reach. Just my flexibility that night was not good at all. And so I couldn't go up and grab the far elbow. And instead, I just did a lazy switch to the wrist, and I start pulling his wrist towards me. And then once I felt his grip switch or slip there, I make that quick switch to the end of the lever.
Yep. Cooper on the back with the body triangle, trying to get under the neck. But it looks like Eric's giving him a decent hand fight. Looks like he's coming in for it now, though.
Dude, he's been killing me with that body triangle.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric's got a good one too, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
surprisingly
I trained with
so.
him last week. Yep.
Eric just about got out of that, but Cooper was able to respond. Was able to stay on the back.
Jake's staying up with Luke over there underneath the clock.
God bless.
Oh, and Luke got him down. It took him a while. So comes up. Luke comes up on that single, starts trying to figure out how to run the pipe, but Jake is circling around the right way. Luke tries to go in with a little bit of a trip, can't get the trip, and then I think he winds up lifting it up. Oh, I see what he did. He starts turning the knee down and picking the heel up in order to put pressure on the hip. So he makes a grip switch.
Yeah.
He switches the knee down, heel up, and bows him down.
Jake's got to kick him in the balls there repeatedly to get out of that. I think that was.
Jake's in on the leg there.
That was what he missed. Like right here, look, just like Bam. Bam. You should just gotta lay into him a bit, Jake. You're good.
Just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
time.
Just add it in. But yeah, Jake, now looking at like an outside Ashi, it looks like. But yeah, gotta work on the grip there. Just basically, if I think somewhere to start for you, and Mike can definitely vouch for this. If all else is failing, just get an Achilles grip, not for the finish, but for the control, and you can kind of work on breaking your opponent down from there. There's a lot that goes into that that'll take more than an explanation I can give over the stream, but.
Yeah, you're right, but it could definitely help with the control. You can't straight ankle Luke. I can count on one hand the number of times I think I've done it. But it does give you a lot of control.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Andrew is trying to break my leg.
Yeah, and
down here at the bottom.
With Luke too, like if you can get him moving, if you attack a straight ankle and he starts moving, then you've done well. At least that's my rule.
Totally.
I wish I could see what you were doing.
So I go into the Gordon Ryan pin because I'm stuck in cross Ashi.
Yeah.
And so I've now pinned the reaping leg of Andrew, and I'm attacking an outside heel hook. So his
on the other leg.
On the other leg,
yeah.
Yes. So I've pinned his reaping leg underneath his own and underneath my left leg.
Okay.
And so it's pinned to his butt. He can't escape from it. He's stuck with me. And I'm okay trying to fight that straight ankle. I was not happy with the grip that I had. He was unsure. He felt like it was either really close to slipping, but you see how torqued up the knee is here?
Yeah.
I was like on the fence. I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm about to lose the toes. They were almost out of my armpit.
Right.
But I felt like I had a good torque on the knee. And so he felt the torque on the knee, but he just didn't know how much time he had left. So he wisely tapped, because I don't think either of us wanted to find out whether or not it would have slipped.
Meanwhile, the boys, looks like Cooper gets the tap via the foot stomp from Eric. Nice job, Coop.
Nice. Yeah, I hit a pretty cool trip. I was happy because I don't often get to trip Andrew. And then I think he winds up hitting the exact same trip on me as a response here in this next one.
Next time I see you at class, remind me to talk about my secret sauce for trips that I'm working on that has been very effective. Okay. I nailed Caleb with it yesterday. It was it felt so good just chopping down that redwood. But yeah, it's a very stupid detail that I'm not gonna tell any of you here because I'm still playing with it, and then I'll probably just end up teaching it and everybody will get good at it and they won't let me do it anymore.
I feel like that's what we do. We can't hold it out for too much longer.
Yeah.
For too long.
Yeah, right off the bat, Cole fixing his hair, Nick ready to shoot.
That flinch, dude.
Yeah. 2 for flinching, Cole. Denied. So you're up. Actually, did you guys... Okay, so Luke got, looks like maybe a compression strangle here. Oh no, he goes Americana, legs Americana.
Mm.
And then, yeah, let's see how this... Oh, we get behind him. Arm drag,
his
nice.
Arm drag.
Very
yeah,
nice.
His arm drag is slick.
Tall guys in the arm drag, man.
I know, man.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah. I wonder when my thing is gonna
yeah.
be a thing. Like,
yeah, when am I gonna have a good move?
What's the medium build averaged guy move? Because I'm waiting for that to come out.
That sounds exactly like something Cole would do. Okay, so then, yeah, just because it's open guard week, Jake, I can't remember if you were there on Tuesday when I taught, but I I started class saying, generally, as a rule, I don't like to stand with a square stance when I'm in a standing versus seated position. If I'm the guy standing, it leaves you really open to this exact sweep, right? This double, it's called a double ko uchi, or double inside ankle sweep. They shoot their legs forward, point their toes out, they engage your legs really, really well with their legs, and then they shove you at the hips or the thighs, and it gets you going back, right? It leads to leg entrances as well as sweeps. The remedy for this is just a staggered stance. So let's go find... I don't know if we've had a good example of standing versus seated yet. I'll point it out when I see one. But that's something to think about next time you're against a seated opponent. I want you focusing on a square stance and your footwork as far as how you approach and how you move around them. Cole with long hair is going to be hilarious. It'll probably look good, but like none of us will want to admit it and tell him that. So we'll all just tell him it looks stupid.
Remember when he had blonde hair?
I was just going to say, then we'll convince him to bleach it. And he'll look like Jared Leto in Fight Club. Oh, Joe with the snap, getting Jake moving. Standing guillotine. Don't ever let Joe do that to you, Jake. Just refer to the ball kicking I pointed out earlier. Just nail him. He's got kids. He's not having any more.
Nah.
Coop attacking my leg into an inside or an outside ashi rather. Nick making his way around Cole's guard. Little hop over. Yeah, you got good arm drags, but you got that Hirafa neck.
It was a nice pass from Nick.
Cole, that's all
Pressure
you care
pass.
about, dude. Yeah, that was a good pass from Nick. Hops by Cole's leg here, and then starts laying on that top pressure, keeping him pinned.
Like the inside bicep tie he's got on the far arm.
Yeah, which makes it very difficult for Cole to work that grip that he
Yep.
really likes to use, that like pinch
Exactly.
headlock kind of grip. Joe making his way to Jake's back now.
It was a nice mount transition from Nick too.
Yeah, let's look at the mount transition. Even with Cole attempting to block it.
Yep.
Oh, not anymore. Be real loosey goosey about it. Look at him. It's being
Just accepts it.
extremely lazy. Yeah, he knows it's inevitable. All right, Jake. Let's see. You've got yourself in a Kimura threat here. I shouldn't say you got yourself in that. Let's see how Joe sets it up. Yeah, so Joe's gonna push his hips back after he gets this and start. I'm
Yeah.
assuming start working like Kimura trap or something.
Yeah, Jake. Anytime you when you go cross-side, or like when you put your head across the body there, you wind up leaving your arm behind, right? And that's what gives Joe full access to your left arm here. You see your head is on the left side of Joe's body. Your left arm is, looking to get a crossface, right? Like you were going to establish side control, but you wind up letting it kind of come back to either touch the mat or touch your leg.
Yeah.
Right back here. Now that's when Joe has full access to that side of your body, or just that arm rather. And that's what will give him the Kimura attempt.
Yeah, and something I like to do in here now, talk about tall guy and short guy games. I don't know how effectively this would work for you. I don't think it'd be an issue, but I really utilize shin pins like
too.
to no end. So, you know, right now you've got a lot of space here. Joe can get his elbow in and, you know, frame the hips and everything. This leg either coming from this side down to Joe's hips or sneaking into Joe's hips and then coming over top towards the head and pinning the bicep takes that whole Kimura threat away early on. So even if you don't feel like you have a good crossface yet, you can heist your hips up just a little bit. You don't want to give them a whole bunch of space to work with, but, you know, get your hips in such a position that you can use that knee to start pinning the arm and advancing your pin from there. Oh, do we get to see Nick's mount transition again? I think so. So yeah, Joe goes on
Really
the Kimura
nice
trap.
Yeah, that was a really nice roll from Joe, right on the neck.
Just looking at my roll with Coop. Yeah, that's not a good example.
Looks like you're going for a Darce. Oh, lit up on that. Went somewhere else.
Oh, with Coop?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
maybe you're just playing.
Just working. Good control over the ankles. Get around to the outside.
Nice.
And now Joe's pointing away from you, so you don't have to worry about that Kimura threat.
Exactly.
But you do want to beat that knee. Joe's last ditch at a guard here is keeping that knee in. There we go. Nick to knee on belly. Pushing Twixes out of Cole. Oh, onto a Kimura.
Kimura.
Oh, onto the head scissor and the Kimura threat.
Scissor.
Nick knows how this ends. Doesn't he, Cole? Cole's probably going to get out and make me look stupid.
I'd like to see Nick go out to the ankles here with the grip instead of with a triangle. You know, I'd like to see him cross his ankles and extend the legs away.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would put on better pressure to the neck. Yep, and Cole reverses. Yeah, so Nick, I don't know if you're if this is a common submission that you've done before. I know, I mean, we've all experienced it, I think, from Luke, because this is one of Luke's favorite submissions.
He gets me in the side triangle. Nick knows his way around a side triangle.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is a leg scissor, right? You don't have Cole's right arm in the mix here, so it's not a triangle. So if you had his arm, of course, that would be the right leg configuration.
That's don't be. It's all synthol. It's all fake, dude.
But if you find yourself in this position again, go out to your ankles and connect just at your ankles and extend your legs away. And there's also another small detail that is going to be really difficult to convey on video, but we can work through it in class if it's something that you find yourself in. But yeah, next time, go to your ankles and try and extend your legs away while you're still holding on to the Kimura grip, and I think you'll have better success with it.
And for what it's worth, man, you'll see Joe Baker on a semi-regular basis slapping Cole in the face with little to no provocation to doing that. And Cole just kind of smiles and laughs and maybe hits him back. You going for a submission across his face with your legs will not elicit a negative response from him. He'll just be like, damn, dude, that was good.
No, I don't know if that's in
that was more to what you
comments.
said than what I said.
I'm going to pretend it's to what you said.
Yeah, it's funny. Cole did take advantage of that, though. Gets out of it, puts Nick to his back now. Nick is trying to work from like a deep half position here, but that arm is isolated.
Can't get that arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice, Cole.
Cole, I do like how you were fully, basically across the shoulders here. This is not. I don't recall really seeing. Maybe kind of ignored it. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't recall you being across both shoulders. Normally, I see you at the hips and then riding up onto the one side.
He attacks it from
This,
mount, right?
yeah, that's
Not
right.
from this like deep half ish.
Cross side, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind this at all because you've got both shoulders pinned.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a crucifix type of a position, a top crucifix.
Cooper about gets me in
What's
a
up, Joe?
triangle here. Actually, I think he does get me in a triangle. What's up, Joseph? Very good. Going on the arm attack. Gets it to a lat armbar. Gets the finish. Andrew barrels his way to mount to end the round in a strong position. We got Andrew and Luke, me and Eric. Joe.
Devin calls me out again.
Very nice. So, Coop's in a good spot.
He's been putting in a lot of work, man.
He has it, yeah. I just don't want to see him lose this position. When you guys get here and like you don't, your opponent just kind of stays static, that's your cue to move them, right? If you stay there for too long, they might roll for a knee bar. I think we see Joe kind of thinking about it here early on, but like push them forward and then pull them back, or pull them backwards, let them push back towards you, and then shove them forward, when they decide to stop that. Like, you're gonna have to keep them moving. This is such a good spot to be in. I think it's more demoralizing to lose the takedown when you're behind somebody than like almost any other position.
Yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Devin put me down there with a nice single. I was trying to go for an arm drag, and he just picks up my leg.
Snatch single, head outside.
Yep. And he just picks it up and keeps running, and I lost my balance, and it was good.
And we got Jake over here, kind of on an arm drag.
Yep.
Let's see the setup. Really more like, actually that was not even an arm drag. He just shoves the arm by. Cole's framing up top. You'll see Jake kind of come away a little bit, shove the tricep by, and then quickly close the distance right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then now chases down the back.
Sure. Kind of like a duck under slide by type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say more akin to a duck under, but just not really having to duck. Yeah, yes. That was nice, Coop. Throw by arm drag. Yeah. It's just that's exactly like, not that move in particular, but like exactly the theme of what I taught yesterday was just like these super simple maneuvers and concepts that lead to like these easy passes. That was a great example. Not a pass, but led to a takedown. And now you're a mount. I just want to see that progression. So boom. Oh yeah, you went like straight to mount. Okay. Coop, meanwhile, working his way, trying to get to a mounted triangle, but Joe keeps his arms in a safe position. Devin looking for the arm bar there, I think. Yeah. From side control. Yeah, so this is a tough one to set up, like the near side arm bar from side control. You don't really see it too frequently. I feel like you just have to create too much space. That's why. Don't worry.
Looks like
we make you
Jake
look good.
went into an arm bar, and
You tell him, Jake.
It was good. It was not a bad setup. Can we go back to Jake putting on the arm bar? From mount, goes around.
Cole just he keeps his elbow out for the right arm. I didn't see if this
Yeah.
goes to the left arm.
He goes into a triangle, so it's a triangle,
okay.
and then he switches over to the other arm to get to his left arm.
Yeah.
And Cole's just ready for it.
Ronnie laying on the shoulder
good
pressure
attempt.
here.
Good attempt.
Doing what she does. Looks for this arm isolation. I'd like to see the shin pin on this arm.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily need it, but it certainly
Because
helps.
of that. Well, because of what Nick's doing right now. He's got his right arm in the armpit, disrupting.
Good regard from Joe here. Gets the legs off. Coop goes to take position. Joe Granby's gets his legs back. Very simple. Luke briefly looking for, I think, a straight ankle or something on that top leg from Andrew's half guard. Nick looking for the overback escape. Ronnie says, no, sir. Joe gets to mount, but Coop will probably take it away from him. Kind of setting up the makings of a kip briefly, but now looking for an elbow. Joe denies that. Onto the mounted triangle. Good leg position right off the bat. And gets a tap. So side triangle, Jake. I don't know if I finish it. I just wanted to put somebody there in it since we talked about it. So, in fact, I gave you a rolling entrance from standing, like the rolling Kimura entrance. It dawned on me later, a more common entrance you'll see would be like something from a half guard. This is a little different because of how Eric is attacking me here, but I set up my Kimura. You could think about this from half guard, and then just to get your leg free from the half guard, you roll through over that shoulder, and now leg over the head, under the arm, and you've got the prerequisites for the side triangle. Now from here, you see me. I don't know how much I tightened this up, but I would reach across, try to grab that far arm and pull it in, and then get my legs into the triangle position. But there's a live example of at least the position itself.
You tell Luke really wants the Darce, is what he keeps going for. Right there. From the half guard. He's trying to dive for this Darce. Right
Yeah.
there. That's like, I think the second or third time in that roll that I've seen him do that.
Jake and Cole over there. Looks like Cole is taking top position from close guard. Okay, working slowly through a pass. Skip ahead a little bit. He gets up to mount, and then I think starts laying on the smother or maybe an arm attack. You and Devin relocate.
Yeah, we were getting too close.
That's okay, Cole. You just keep looking pretty. I was complimenting you over there smothering. Coop in a double under position. Yeah, Coop, I want to see you stack Joe on his neck. Like, I mean, nicely, of course, respectfully. Put Joe on his neck. So that means what I would see from you is that grip around the legs and then standing nice and proud, pulling him up, bringing his hips up off the mat, and then, you know, you could either thrust your hips forward to dump his hips over his head or throw his hips to the side and lay on the heavy pressure as you do. You're trying to do it here, But Joe's legs are in a good enough position to prevent you from coming forward, and he gets this little armpit push and takes it away from you. You had a good spot. You just really got to commit to that lift with the double underhook, so the double scoop grips on the leg. Ronnie really trying to finish this straight arm behind your head here, but Nick pummels out of it.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to get her to go.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lower body connection.
Yep.
You've got the front headlock.
Yeah, I'm trying to gently drag Devin down. I don't know how Devin's gonna react. I don't want to just smash his face on the mat.
Yeah. Andrew survives the a prolonged smother from Luke here.
Yeah.
We got Jake on top and a case of Katame. 30 seconds left on the clock. What can we do with it? Here's a good example. So look at Joe's. So Jake, this goes back to what I was talking about in your role with Luke, that square versus staggered stance. Look at Joe's general foot placement here, right? The staggered stance. This is going to be a little bit safer. I hope you can see clearly now why the double Kouchi sweep that Luke hit on you isn't quite as easy when you're standing in a staggered stance. Joe is kind of defaulting here to a staggered position. There he's briefly in a square stance. Cooper doesn't catch it. Now Joe makes his way around. But that's kind of the general safe approach, I'd say. And not safe as in conservative, just safe as in not leaving yourself open to easy sweeps.
Yeah, and Coop, if you watch this or are watching, I'd like to see you playing with your hooks more, like engaging with your partner's feet earlier on and more often. So just because you can't get a double Kouchi doesn't mean that you can't get a single, right? Like,
or a shin to shin.
Or a shin to shin. Yeah, exactly. Great. Yeah, good point. You've got all those entrances and things there, and I know it can be confusing and stuff, but just think about, like, whenever somebody's leaning over on one side, that means that their weight is not on that other leg, and you can always use your hook in order to scoop that leg, pull into an Arimiashi position or something. Just play with that a little bit more.
This is my first roll with Joe since his nose surgery, so I was scared. All right, Cole versus Luke. Let's watch closely and intently. Luke not letting any
I was gonna say he's running them down.
Yeah. No time for reset. Heavy on the head. Cole pulls guard, gets his legs in, gets Luke to his butt, but can't quite keep him there. I look for a little Sasai sacrifice. Joe says, yeah, nice try. And now Luke is pretty simple clearance on that knee, right? This is just pummels it by and then immediately smashes.
Yep. I think he goes to jump over and but Cole keeps his left leg in. Yeah. And now mounted. I was having a hard time with Nick.
Yeah.
He was putting in a really strong effort on passing, and I was doing everything I could to try and track him. My guard retention now with everybody in the room is no longer, it can't be just lower body tracking.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be some form of upper body frames and pulling and pushing and attacking at the same time. Otherwise, people are just passing. They're just blowing by my guard.
Yeah. I could look. I look for my over tie snap here. What is my grip? Because I go. This is the grip I'm curious about. So I go from this hand grip, basically to like a Russian style grip, and then Joe's able to catch me slipping. I felt good about it. I felt like I had him broken down, and then he just turns and puts me over.
Yep. Luke is looking to use that Tackett style pass.
Yep. I taught
there.
I taught yesterday, so I want to see
nice.
I want to see it popping up on stream more.
Yeah, I want people to use it on me because I don't know how I'll react to it. Yeah.
More scared of my close guard? Good. Stay scared. I try to be effective from there, man, but you were making it really difficult. Keeping your elbows in good, safe positions, counteracting my grips.
You're definitely cutting your hips and trying to get underneath him and create some angles here.
Yeah, and Joe, I do like that. Even as I do that, as I switch to open guard, you go, I'm not gonna play this game anymore. Let's just reset. That's something Mike and I talk about a lot. Like,
yep.
You don't have to stay committed to a pass when it's just not working. You could take a step back, reevaluate, try something new. I'm so bad at wrestling up from there. I did okay keeping guard, and you did. I was gonna say something about that. Like you're pummeling your outside foot over, which is like basic stuff that I try to drill into, you know, white belts' heads early on, and you're putting it to work against a black belt here, and it's for a while there was keeping you very safe until now when you failed. But like right there, Luke you bring your outside leg over. Luke makes a quick switch to the side. As you bring your leg back over, he makes a quick switch to the other side and is able to flank you. You know, it's of course there's an answer for every move, but leading up to that, it was all very effective. I was worried about it, Joe. I did say it, okay? I didn't want to interrupt Mike. Mike was probably talking.
Trying to see what Joe's doing on this Anaconda, or did it already pass? I mean, he still has a front head.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity for it kind of passed. There was a lot of hand fighting going on that you couldn't see.
Gotcha. I went to try and hit a cut back on Nick, and yeah, that did not end well. I feel like that was the end of my back right there.
Oh. Well, your head's pretty low too. Like you need to be peeking out towards the camera, and it's just like, then it's like you said, if your back's not feeling it and your neck isn't up for it, it's gonna be a bad day.
There's no way. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this isn't happening.
Thank you, Joe. That's about all I can hang my hat on these days. Okay, I think I look for a tripod sweep here or something. Maybe that's later. It looks to be true, Cole, because you aren't really escaping mount. What's going on there? Everybody doing that to you now? Ooh, that sucks. Shoulder blade cramp. Or between shoulder blade cramp. Now, I just want you to notice how quickly Luke moved here. That means he's in trouble.
Yep.
So he gets himself safe, but he moved because he was like, ooh, Cole might be able to knee bar me from here.
And Nick, you were doing a really good job of protecting your legs. You did not let me once get any sort of good heel exposure or anything. I go to switch to, I believe, a straight ankle grip, and I think that's when you took your opportunity to try and escape.
Yeah, he's not supposed to care, Cole. You sit out if you're hurting, buddy. I would do the same. I really luckily got out of this with an overback escape, I think. Let's see where it goes. Start to heist up to my elbow. Little hip bump attempt. I couldn't quite get what I wanted, so I went hip bump, and then I was gonna try to get out, like get my hips out and go out the back, but then I just tried to go hip bump again, and I think Joe kind of rolled with it in an attempt to counter, but I was able to get myself safe and stay safe.
Yeah, Joe, you get there again, you need to be looking for that crossface. You're not going to really do too much for untangling the leg since he was facing you so well, right? Like he was really in, like, I don't know, his hips were like on top of you. You really have to fight for that crossface. The way that he's going that over back grip, your left arm needs to be coming back and finding his face and trying to crossface him back down to the mat.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. That's the only way that I would know to do that.
Yeah, Mike's not wrong. Just good luck. That, I mean, for real, like that is my primary concern there. I'm keeping my shoulder up high, and I'm trying to get behind your shoulder, up by your shoulder line, to make that swim really, really difficult to do.
Yep.
Cole, I don't know what you're laughing at, because this isn't very funny. What were you saying?
I could see that Joe was like looking at the legs, and he was just kind of like looking around to figure like, all right,
what can I do?
I think I know what I can do. Right, I don't know what I can do right now.
Yeah. It doesn't, my
I've
position doesn't last long.
I've been there.
He ends up putting me back down anyway. And then I was just happy because I started to feel that trademark shoulder pressure, and I knew the round was up. So I'm like, thank God. Another minute, I don't know if that would have ended well for me. That tends to be the end of it when Joe can make that shoulder connection to my jaw. Luke and Coop, Devin and Cole, me and Andrew. I talked about my secret takedown sauce that I've been playing with. I'll probably just tell you what it is here if I see. I can't remember if I get Andrew with it or not.
You hit him with a couple of nice trips.
Yeah. Cole around the back. There we go. Nice. How did Cole get back there? It's just
underhook.
Underhook. Good. High elbow.
Some head. Yeah.
It's cute they wear matching shorts.
Yeah. They weren't the only ones. There was another guy there.
Aw.
Yeah.
Alright, so Cole's got him pretty well broken down. Looks like maybe he's talking him through some defensive stuff. Possibly. Got my over tie. Nothing doing though.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was just a snatch single, and I barreled through enough that I was able to get his foot off the ground.
Yeah. He goes for that over, like to try and hit a guillotine, like, but he goes over the shoulder, and it gives you the length you need, right? Like
to
lift up.
Yeah.
Later, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm underneath there. We can just kind of get the pull. That was not the secret. I did like it though, because I don't get to rip people off their feet very often. I did it to Eric earlier, and I'm like, cool, he weighs 100 pounds. Joe looks for the rolling knee bar entry on Nick, but gets shut down. You was what, Cole? Got Cole working a straight arm there. A little low on the arm for the shoulder crunch. Andrew gets me over.
Yeah, but you get him into a triangle.
Oh, yeah, I do. And I was like, this is for Mike. No, he ended up tapping. It was for a lat armbar, though. Because I didn't quite get the triangle, but I saw I had the arm trap.
Yeah.
So right there, I make the switch just to keep the wrist in place. Make sure my legs are in a good position, but I'm posting here and pulling my elbow in to put the pressure on the arm.
Yeah, that was nice. Devin pressuring into the guard here. See if he can make something happen.
What happened with Joe and Nick? Looks like Nick takes top position. Oh, and Nick gets a Katagatame, yeah. Can't see the setup to it, so we won't go back too far, but very nice, Nick.
Yep. That was a nice Uchimata.
Yeah, so I'll point this out because this was the takedown I taught yesterday, actually, and it was because of this roll. So Uchimata for me, so I like the whole setup here from the overtie, tried the trip, he barrels in, and I switch. For me, so often those Uchimatas end in this position where our spines are almost in alignment, or yeah, they're almost in alignment. They're basically parallel. Ideally, you want to be perpendicular to your opponent when you land in an Uchimata. That's the position where you're least likely to get re-rolled. Most likely is when you're parallel with your opponent. So when someone's trying to run through you and you hit that, you can very often end up like this. Maybe you guys who are better at judo wouldn't have the same problem. But from here, I already have a leg up the middle, right? I've stuck my leg up the middle, so I'm like halfway to a leg isolation, right? Or an ashigarami. And then now all I have to do is turn my body and then capture the leg. So while I might be at a risk for a re-roll, in that transition where it seems like my opponent's taking control, I'm at a greater, or I have a greater opportunity for a leg entrance. So I'm starting to use the Uchimata not just as a takedown, but as a takedown directly to the legs, not takedown past the guard, establish an upper body connection. It's mainly because of you guys that it's becoming directly a leg entrance for me. Joe trying to copycat, gets the knee bar. I don't get the knee bar, but I do get a cross ashi inside heel hook. Let's see how Joe got to his knee bar. Little back step action, clears the knee. Nice, very nice. Cole sitting in a modified mount. Now back to a regular. I think this is where I start looking for underhooks instead of overties, which I'm still trying to do a lot more of. Yeah, there was the first attempt. Okay, so it didn't come off of an overtie. Or I'm sorry, it didn't come off of an underhook. It came off of a wizard.
It's an overhook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, more an overhook, I'd say. So what I'm really trying to do here you guys know how much I love foot sweeps, but so often foot sweeps are like this loose, distant move where all I do is I lift my opponent's leg up. I don't get a good pull on the head, or they manage to stay balanced. Rather than just relying on the foot sweep alone, I'm trying to drive in, typically with an underhook, drive in and get my thigh behind their thigh. That's really what I'm going for here. And I'm not sweeping ankle to ankle. I'm like basically kind of in the same vein of an Uchimata, lifting the leg with my leg and then upper body driving backwards as the leg comes forward. That's how I get Andrew down here. So you can see I'm taking a big step behind. I'm getting as my leg as close to his leg as I can. It looks like I'm sweeping with my foot here. It might just be because of the adjustment, but
more shin to hamstring.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, I'm trying to go thigh to hamstring.
Yeah, you're right.
So like in just how Pinball was telling us a while ago about on the Uchimata, aim for the far leg.
Yep, your hip to the far leg.
I'm applying that principle more to some of these foot sweeps, or really, you call them leg sweeps maybe. I'm sure there's a more apt name in the judo Kodokan or whatever, but yeah, so I'm getting behind my opponent slightly with my leg, taking them backwards at the upper body, and then pulling the leg out with more of my leg than just the ankle. So see if we can watch it slow motion, really stepping in and then trying to get behind my opponent. That's the big secret that I'm working on. So you could fully expect me to hit all of you with that, and there's nothing you guys can do about it. If I hit it on Caleb yesterday, I feel confident to hit it on anybody. But there, I like that I did it off of the overhook. I was thinking I had the underhook because that's really what I'm trying to set it up with more than anything. Nick has made his way to Joe's back. Okay. Breaks down from turtle position. And here I say to Andrew, not today, pal. You got your one black belt in a triangle. You're not getting the rest of us. So see, all right. So Joe disengaged, went back to the drawing board with the guard passing. And now he's got himself in an arm-in guillotine, but Nick stays safe.
You're setting up a pinch headlock. Go straight into that sweep.
Yeah, that's another example of that movement with my body that I'm trying to hit, where maybe not the best example. I'm really trying to open up Andrew's left side to get that turn. He's kind of trying to take it away from me, but
10 seconds left. Final round, you and Luke.
Oh god, this round sucked. So Luke's gonna hit me with that Andrew Tackett pass like half a dozen times in a 6-minute round. Coming at me with the same stand-up ferocity that he was bringing to Cole earlier.
Yeah.
Which I don't appreciate. Just about had him snap down there. All right, Andrew and Joe, and then you and Cole.
Me and Cole don't do anything.
Oh.
Cole's like just posing for his pictures.
Nice.
He's got his phone up against the wall. I'm trying to move.
I had a pretty deep 10-finger guillotine on Luke here. I was trying to crush his Adam's apple. I was trying to make applesauce. Like, I knew what I had, and I wanted it to suck. I wanted him to have a sore throat today, and he ends up
Went for
getting
that
out of it.
outside heel hook.
Yeah, I thought I'd be able to sink down
Mhm.
and get his knee, but he gets his foot in just in time to like keep me from being able to drop my hips, and now I'm off
Yep.
balance, and I probably shouldn't have committed, but yeah, it is kind of off screen, but his phone is right there.
And that's the picture he sent me. That pose right there.
Oh, yeah. He's like a chicken. Look at him. He's like a chicken trying to fly away. So this is the pass that Luke's been hitting like crazy. Right leg, my right leg's forward to meet his forward right leg. And then his right hand meets my right ankle. His left hand goes cross-side on my head, and he sprawls back and circles to north-south. And like at this point, I'm obviously pretty tired, but I think even if I wasn't, he probably would have hit me with it successfully every single time he attempted it. So I've got some homework to do to start shutting that down on him. At some point, I body locked Mike. It was hard, but it felt good.
Yeah, at the very end.
Hard
Yeah,
things
sucked.
feel good, man. Phrasing. Yes, Luke makes his way to mount. Denying me the inside elbow position, but not really making much of a forward progression just yet. Which typically means he's up to something diabolical.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a submission in mind.
Yeah. I mean, I regard, but only because he like voluntarily got off a mount.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, remember that pass I just did? I'm going to do it on the other side now. It's Cole smashing, but caught in half guard.
Yeah. I'm feeling like I could get some sort of a knee lever, but I already have the underhook. And I realize that after I do the knee lever, I'm like, oh, dumbass, I already have it. So maybe I should try to do something effective.
Luke moving like he is my weight, not his weight. Kind of cartwheeling over me. Well, this isn't a body lock pass, but it's, I mean, this is where you want to be for half guard passing though. Flatten your opponent out chest to chest. Now you can get to work in half guard really effectively.
Yeah, I put a lockdown in because that was my last resort. You do not see me using lockdown very much at all.
Yeah, so okay,
Yeah.
so Cole, you were thinking body lock here, but you don't have the arms. Well, okay, Mike has his.
He does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
he
got
has
your
his
underhook,
arms
so-
connected behind my back.
Okay.
My back was not feeling good here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then now you just managed to put him into a half guard.
Yeah, exactly. I went to try to extend him away and I lost one of my hooks. And so I basically he gets himself into a really good passing position. I'm like, oh crap. And so I put in the lockdown to see if I can maybe get his lower body moving a little bit so that I can start working down to his hips. I don't think that I'm very effective here either. Cole's blowing it up. One of the 4 watchers of the stream.
Just relax, Cole. God. Ignoring Cole for a second. Let's see what's up with Joe and Andrew. Joe's on top position here, but I think he gets turned.
He did, yeah. With like
Joe
an Upa.
caught slipping.
Yeah, he was trying to go for like a Katagatame.
I'm just a waste at this point. This is where my role becomes just make it difficult for Luke to do whatever he wants to do.
Here, I think, is the pass from Cole. I extend him away. I'm trying to get my hands on his hips, but I can't quite get there. Using the lockdown.
Cole, I want to see
Trying
you
to dig for the
trying to
leg.
get out of the lockdown. Like
Yeah,
you're just
he
keeping your
doesn't-
leg straight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's not trying to fight it.
There we go.
There, that was really good. And right here at the very end, at the bell, he got it.
Wow.
And then flexes.
yeah. Thought I kept that in. Meanwhile, I think has Joe made his way to the back?
Yeah.
Yes. That last second strangle.
And the last second pass. Too bad it wasn't 3 seconds.
So proud of himself. Cool. Good stuff, guys. Great Monday night. A little bit lighter of a class, but that's always or it's never a bad thing. Gets us off the stream a little bit earlier. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please follow if you're lurking, subscribe if you're liking, and subscribe at YouTube as well, where you guys can review these at your leisure. November 23rd, Naga in Hickory. So if you guys are interested in competing and you haven't brought it up to us yet, you're running out of time. We need you guys getting ready to compete and getting familiar with all the rules. So make sure if you're thinking about it, you come talk to us. Finishing up our open guard week this week through Saturday. So be ready for more of that. And then next week we'll move on to half guard. What else? You got anything, man?
I did upload a decent amount of footage of the streams and stuff. So if you were looking for any content or like reviews from ones that maybe you missed, but I covered them and I wasn't able to upload, I went ahead and corrected that. So check the YouTube channel to see if there's any there that you want to review. If there's like roles and stuff like that you wanted to see.
For sure. Cool. Yeah, I think that about does it then. So you guys go trim your nails and do your laundry and don't be stinky. And we'll see you back on the mats. Take it easy.
Later.